You fucked it.
Hey there.
Hi, bitch.
How's it going?
How you doing?
Doing all right. Thanks for asking.
Fuck you, bitch.
Welcome to Coming Up for Air, an introspective podcast. I'm your co-host, Jackson.
I'm your co-host, Brendan.
Today we're talking about New Year, New Me. We're talking about New Year's.
That dumbass bullshit.
It's the last episode before the year, of the year, whatever.
It's crazy.
Yeah?
It's kind of wild.
How you feeling?
It's kind of nuts. It's been a long year. It's kind of been a quick year. It's been a long year, though.
It has kind of been a quick year.
I feel like the first half of the year just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Like, I don't remember shit of the first half of the year.
Yeah, no, there's things that have happened that I'm like, oh, shit. That was this year.
Yeah.
Snapchat memories roll through. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you're like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really long year.
Yeah.
But also so quick. So fast with it.
Yeah, sometimes I wish I would have gave me working with you a little bit longer. Because I like working with you. But then I also think about how bad I would have got if I would have just stayed there.
Oh, at Yutch?
No.
Or, yeah. No, it would have been worse.
Yeah, 110%. It would have been pretty bad, to be honest. But,
Tough.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of good, a lot of bad this year.
Yeah.
Up
But
and
we're going to talk about all that type of stuff along with how to kind of prep yourself for the new year, setting goals, things like that. Talking about resolutions, and we'll share some of our own probably too. But first, we're going to hit a check-in. Me and Brendan are talking about the same thing this week. Brendan?
Yeah, bro, we're going to Decadence, which is, if people don't know, if you don't listen to EDM music or know of like music festivals, I guess, Decadence is a music festival that's held in Arizona.
It's also in Colorado.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, anyway, you basically have a bunch of DJs all on a lineup from like, I don't know, like 6 p.m. So I think it's like 2 or 3 a.m. And you just have a bunch of people who go dressed like, I don't even know how to.
It's just EDM culture. I mean, if you Google it, you'll see it. It's kind of hard to explain.
Yeah, it's hard to explain, but I mean, it's a great environment. It's usually probably one of the dopest environments I think I've ever witnessed or experienced. Just because it is a big group of people who just like want to have a good time. It's just a big group of people who want to enjoy themselves and like are very respectful about their areas and about their, surroundings and other people. And I've gone to like rap concerts and stuff like that, and sometimes those people just like don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And I
think there's a big difference between concert crowds and EDM crowds.
Yeah, and like if you go to a rock concert as well, like you have those people who are just like there for the mosh pits and just like just trampling over people, and then like a mosh pit at a festival is even like super respectful. Like it's crazy to see like people like basically pushing themselves and like jumping all over each other, and then when somebody falls, like they'll like space out real quick to pick them up.
They all put on their top hats and suits.
Yeah, bro. Like it's just the characters you see and the people you meet. It's just, I don't know. It's just it's a fucking time to be alive for sure. And I'm excited because I've never raged with Jackson, so it'll be cool to be in that environment with Jackson. And it'll be cool because like going into the new year, obviously, like with the boy, it'll be a good time around some good people.
It's my second rave.
Yeah, I don't know what rave this is. I think I'm still on single numbers of raves because I've been Gold Rush, Excision twice, Slander twice. I think I went to one day at Gold Rush last year. Regretted that bitch for sure.
Oof.
Yeah, I think I'm at like 6 or 7.
This would be
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty hyped. I don't know. I just, considering my last rave and how everything went, like, I'm going into this with, like, no fucks given. Like, we're there to go have a good time. Like, I'm not there to worry about nobody else. I'm not there to, I'm there for me and you type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're there for a good time. You know, we're there to vibe out and party our way into the new year.
And with the homie Triz, that shit'll be fire. I think that shit's gonna be dope.
I think Nina's going too.
Is she?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it'll be a dope time. Damn, I gotta find a new fucking New Year's kiss. Fuck.
You gonna kiss me?
Yeah. Oh man, I gotta look at Nina and be like, damn bro, you stole my Oh, that's funny as fuck. Oh man. No, yeah, that shit'll be dope for sure. I'm excited. It'll be a good time.
We got some artists that we want to see.
Yeah, bro, Subtronic's gonna be so fucking lit, bro. His Good Vibration set was probably one of my favorite sets to like see live. Like the lights and the fucking just I was in awe.
I either want that or Screensaver.
Screensaver.
Mm-hmm. Pretty good song.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm excited for it. It'll be very good vibes, very good memories made. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much else to it. If you know, you know. If you don't, you're a square.
Tough.
Get cooler friends. I don't know.
It's funny because my original plan was just going to be like, all right, I'm just going to stream, just vibe alone for New Year's.
Yeah, this motherfucker. I'm on the phone with one of the homegirls. She's like, hey, so do you know Jackson's going to Decadence? And I was like, what? And I was already planning to go with one of the other homies, but he hadn't mentioned going to Decadence at all because, like, I just didn't think he was going to go to Decadence as a rave, right? So I'm on the phone, and homegirl's like, yeah, it was Bella. And Bella's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he asked me and Gabby if we were going to Decadence, yada, yada, this and that. And I was like,
yeah, I decided that day.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, he hasn't even asked me if I was going or anything. She was like, swear. And I was like, give me 1 second.
I knew I was going to see you in like a day or two.
Well, yeah, so then I texted you and I was like, hey, we're going, by the way, bitch.
Yeah, no, I was like, I'm going to see him in like a day or two, so I'll just talk to him about it in person.
Yeah, bro.
And then you were like, I just bought my ticket. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I'm definitely going.
Yep. Yeah, it was definitely lit. It's going to be a good fucking time. I'm actually super excited. Gold Rush a couple months ago. Was it a month ago or something? 2 months ago? I don't know. It was cool, but like I told the homies, I was like, it was just a big group of people. I don't like worrying about too many people's opinions. Because some people like house music over like bass, and like some people like
I just vibe.
Yeah, you're gonna be there along for the ride. We're gonna make sure you see the people you want to see, but we're gonna fucking ball out, bro. Like we're gonna like I'm put you in the middle of a fucking big group and we're all gonna you know? It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a fucking blast.
It'll be a good time.
It'll be an absolutely fantastic time, and it's gonna be freezing, so I'm gonna be all bundled up.
Bundled up.
I'm gonna wear a hoodie, probably a flannel, some jeans, call it a day.
I'm not. I'm gonna wear like jeans, undershirt, like just a t-shirt, and then like a button up.
Oh yeah, you're tripping, dude.
I stay moving. I stay warm.
I still think it's gonna be cold as
I stay warm.
It's gonna.
I stay cozy.
It's gonna be warm as a motherfucker. Because I know that there's gonna be a point where we might like just chill. And if I like lay in the grass or something like that, and I'm just chilling, I know I'm gonna want to be cozy. So yeah, so me with my hoodie, I'm just gonna be like all cozy and shit.
Nah. Anyway,
need to find me a biddy to lay up with on the grass. Let's
dive in.
Dive in on some bitches.
Brendan. Hey, new year, new me.
Fuck that shit.
How you feel?
That shit. Oh man, that shit makes me so bad, bro.
You excited for New Year's?
Yeah. I think it's cool as like a mental reset.
Yeah. I think that's definitely something that we should talk about is how, like, what does New Year's really mean to us? Because I think that's a really good place for us to start is what what does it mean for us? What does it kind of impact? I think societal wise, it has kind of a different meaning. Yeah.
So I heard, right, I was talking to one of the homies that I work with. He's a gas guy in plumbing. And he told me, he was like, you know, a lot of people, they look at New Year's as like, all right, what can I plan out for this next year? Like, what is my goals going into the new year? Yada, yada, this and that. And it's because they never really give themselves something to celebrate about that year. They don't end up actually accomplishing something where they can celebrate that year. He said, this is the first time in my life where I can say that I'm spending this new year actually celebrating 2022. He's like, I've never spent a new year celebrating my accomplishments and what I've done in the year, rather than me always looking forward to like what I'm going to do in the next year. Like that's what my New Year's always been about. Like, oh, like cheers to the new year. Like we made it another year.
Yeah, that is kind of the societal like mindset, is the like, hey, New Year's here. Like that's the whole point of like New Year, New Me.
Yeah.
Is the mindset of like, you know, we're hyped because it's not this year anymore.
Yeah, basically. But I think it kind of like opened my eyes when he was like, you know, when I started looking at it as like my New Year's is supposed to be something where I can celebrate everything that I've done up until this point. You know what I mean? Like it's like a I look back type of moment. It's like, damn, bro, I accomplished everything that I said I would going into this year. Now I can celebrate it. You know what I mean? And it kind of like opened my eyes. I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, oh, shit. I was like, yo, you just put me on some mad game. He was like, yeah, bro, because a lot of people kind of look at it as like, all right, new year, like new opportunities, yada, yada. And he was like, don't get me wrong. Like, they're right. He was like, but the whole point in celebrating New Year's.
Celebrate both.
Yeah, he was like, the whole point in celebrating New Year's, like, you can celebrate going into the new year come January 1st. That's when you can celebrate, like January 2nd, January 3rd, like, all right, bro, like, we're in the new year. I'm going to go accomplish new things. But, like, come, like, those last couple of days of December, like, you should just be celebrating and looking back on everything that you've accomplished.
Yeah, and that's why, I'll be honest, this is why I ended up wanting to go to Decadence, is because, like, I was in a position where I should not have bought tickets to Decadence.
Yeah, same. But then I was like, Jackson's going.
But I was like, this year has been really fucking brutal for a lot of reasons.
Facts.
And I'm celebrating the fact that, like, I accomplished goals that I didn't think that I'd be able to achieve. I took steps towards, like, self goals that I didn't think I'd be able to achieve. So both professional and personal. So I'm going to treat myself and celebrate these things. And then also it'll carry over into the new year. So I'll also celebrate the fact that, like, this new year I'm setting these goals. I'm reaching new bars, you know.
I'm spitting new bars.
Plus, it was my first year raving, so it was like, I feel like it's almost a really cool thing to be like, I'm ending it the same, like, you know?
Hell yeah, brother. No, I feel you. And I think it's just like a lot of people's mentalities towards, like, I think this year beat a lot of people's ass. I think the past couple years have been beating a lot of people's ass, to be honest.
Since the big ick.
Yeah, since the big ick, I think a lot of people have just kind of had a hard time finding shit that makes them happy, finding shit that makes them feel good again, just finding shit that makes people feel whole again, you know? Like, it's just very hard to do. Like, it just seems like as soon as we're almost out of the water, there's another big, like, all right, bro, we're going to put you back down where you were, you know, like whether it just be within the world, whether it be within people's lives. I feel like a lot of people that I even talk to, like close homies, like people that we know, like it was just like as soon as like they were about to catch a break, it was like they got hit with something else.
Can I shoot a hot take out?
Sure.
I think it's always been that way. I think it's just that now social media like shows it so much, and everybody, especially with like TikTok, everybody sees how upset everybody is. You know, some of the biggest trends on TikToks, like audio wise, are like really depressing audios. You know, the like the audio of like it's been 15 years or whatever, you know, it is. Mm-hmm. Like that, you know, like there are these things that just permeate that we kind of like almost siphon. We just consume these like really sad things and all relish in it, that we're all like, yeah, dude, this does suck.
Yeah, because that shit is ass and that shit is hella contagious. And then when you have one person like obviously close to you who are like, all right, bro, my life fucking sucks, like yada yada this and that. And then you start kind of thinking, and you're like, yeah, my life's kind of shitty too, yada yada this and that. And then your next time he's like, yeah, bro, my life kind of fucking sucks too, bro. Like,
it's all vibes, and people, like, we spread that shit. You know, it's fucking contagious. And I think
it's down to vibrational frequencies.
We're not doing this.
There's a whole thing, bro.
We're not doing this right now.
Bro, when I tell you that there's like actual frequencies that have to do with like,
we're not doing this right now.
I could really break it down for you, bro. I was really gonna go into it.
But I do think that there's an understanding that you have to have of like how much information you're now getting. So I think it's always been this way. It's just more that it's so forward and front and center.
So in your face.
That now like it's kind of hard or almost impossible to ignore. Because even if you're not in it, you have people telling you.
Yeah. And I think that's even with like, I always hate saying this because like obviously everybody goes through depression and stuff like that. But some people get depression purely based off of like the people they surround themselves with, or like,
their environment.
Yeah, or like even like you could be like, yo, I have a great life, but like I'm still sad. And sometimes you just have to look at the people that you surround yourself with. Sometimes you just have to look at the shit that you're doing, the shit that you're telling yourself, and I don't know. There's just so much that goes into it, and I don't know. A new year should be. Like, when people look at the new year and look at growth and what it is, I think a lot of people should look at almost like a clean slate. And it's always hard to do that because it's not like you're just going to erase your friends and you're going to erase everything that you've been doing and stuff like that. But I think you should slowly take the time to look and evaluate, you know, your circle and your life and the decisions that you make every day and the way you spend your time. If you can take back some time here and, you know, put it towards something else, or if you can, you know, kind of shift the way you do things on a daily, and, you know, just like the minor ticks in, you know, ways you can move around your routine and stuff like that, you'll realize that like it does make a huge difference. And the more that, you know, you dial in your routine and you dial in like what you have to do on a daily, like it starts to get easier, you know?
Easier?
Here.
So I think we kind of define more or less what New Year's kind of means to us, which is more of like a celebration of the year that's passing and then kind of leading into, you know, amping up for a new year, amping up for a celebration of like what's to come, which is, you know, a nice like split. So how do you get yourself ready for the new year?
Jotting shit down, planning shit out. I just had my homegirl yesterday send me like this whole, rather than making it like a New Year resolution, it like will ask you questions, and that's the last time I'm gonna drop it, I promise. It asks you like questions, and kind of breaks down like your financial, your personal, spiritual, like all that. So that way you almost make it like goal oriented rather than like resolution oriented, because I feel like people lose motivation in their New Year's resolution, like especially like after January. That's why you see so many people in the fucking gym first month of the new year.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that.
And then come well, you'll be good because you go like in the middle of the
bumfuck late.
Yeah, like you'll be straight. I mean, you might have a couple fucking meatheads going in there and stuff like that because they don't want to deal with all the extra.
I'll probably
people.
Deal with a little bit of an uptick.
Yeah, you'll probably feel a little bit, but not as bad as most everybody else. But yeah, that's why you see so many people in the gyms and shit like that. And then by, you know, February, you see half of that go down, you know, because so many people just kind of give up on it. And obviously they got more shit to think about and do, which they think is more important than being fit. Fuck resolutions.
Yeah, let's talk about. We'll kind of circle back around to getting yourself ready, because I think resolutions is a big part of this conversation, which is resolutions. I know both of us are super anti-resolution.
Yeah, bro, that shit don't make no sense to me.
Yeah, what's your kind of take on it? on resolutions, and I'll kind of drop mine.
I think resolutions was created to make people feel a little bit better about themselves, and kind of give them a little spark and like something to like, I guess, look forward to in the new year and tell themselves like, oh, I'm gonna do this in the new year and I'm looking forward to this, and you know, I want to do this and do that, and I want to enjoy this a little bit more, and I want to be more thankful, and yada yada. It's like, all right, bro. It kind of gives you this, you know, big hoorah to fucking look forward to, and then come day one, it's like, all right, I'll start like next week. It's only the first day of the year, and then it's like, oh, it's only the second day of the year, and then it's day 300 of 365, and you're like, I'll even do it next year.
So yeah, I think that it definitely is the issue of like, there's a difference between resolution and goals. Resolutions don't have a endpoint. They don't have something you are trying to achieve. Yeah. You could set a resolution being like, I'm going to go to the gym starting next year, or I'm going to be more fit. But your goal would be, I'm going to go to the gym every day, or like, you know, every week this many times.
Set weight.
I'm going to hit set weight. I'm going to, you know, whatever, right? Like, you are setting something that you can achieve. Like, for me, it's like, I'm going to go to the gym like 4 times a week. That's a goal for me.
Jackson wants to be able to pogo stick on his third leg by the middle of next year.
I couldn't think of anything funny.
I was like, you didn't even know how to react to that.
No, I couldn't think of anything funny. Like, the first thing that came to my head was like, that's the name for my nose. But I was like, that's dumb. That's not funny.
Oh, bro, it was
penis joke.
It was so funny to watch, like, your gears turn and try to come up.
Dude, I want a little clip of it, and I want it to just be like the AOL loading, like the phone dial noise, like the.
Oh man, it looked like the whole like Microsoft shutdown, like the
and just.
Oh man, good times.
Or you know the like noise.
Oh man.
Anyway,
penis joke.
Anyway, that's kind of. Gender ratio of our audience. Not good. So that's the difference between resolutions and goals, is those two things. I don't like resolutions. Whenever I worked at the old place at the
Would
coffee...
it be bad if I made vagina jokes? Like, how's that?
Vagina joke. Gender ratio is still bad.
Would that attract more?
No, I think that it would just be as bad, because it's still poopy pee pee.
That's why I was like, so would we attract the...
You know what Justin does whenever he is like trying to do like, this is how men work, this is how women work. He'll just walk up to a guy and he'll be like, dong. And you know how you kind of smile like that? Yeah. He just waits for them to laugh because he knows they'll laugh. And then he'll walk up to a lady and be like, dong. And she'll just be like... But he'll walk up to like half the restaurant and be like, dong. And like half the guys...
They'll giggle.
Yeah, they'll be like... a little smile or whatever. And be like, what? But like all the girls are just like, why are you doing this?
That's like, there's like 18-year-old kid that works at my job, and like you could say the most like serious shit to him, and he'd be like, okay, and he'd just be, you go up to him and be like, cock. He'd be like, and he sits there and he goes,
shit got him rolling.
Bro, he thinks that shit is the funniest in the fucking world, and we're just like, bro, you're literally a kid, bro. He's like, well, yeah.
At least he reps it.
Yeah.
At least he's not like, nah.
No, he's full-fledged like, yeah, bro, I just think that shit's funny as fuck. I'm like, you know what? Good for you, bro.
Some people never leave it, too. Anyway. I don't even... Oh, yeah, so at the old place we used to work at, I used to give this, like, pre-shift speech, this POW is what we called them. And I would do it around like New Year's time and talk about setting goals and stuff. And I would say New Year's is bad for people who are really not driven, who just can't accomplish things, because then they set, what's the word called? Resolutions. And I said, here's the deal about resolutions though. Most of them are related to like health or something like that. They'll be like, I'm going to go to the gym. I got bad news for you, fucking Betsy Boobop. You weren't going to go to the gym 3 months ago. You're not going to go to the gym just because the year gets a year older.
True.
It's not like you're just not going to start unless you are like driven. Because it shouldn't take.
I hate when people are like, this new year, like my New Year resolution is just to be happier.
That's not something that you can finite control.
How the fuck you do that? If you find the key, look at that. Even my dogs are like, bro, how the fuck? If you find the key to be happier based truly off of just New Year's resolution, you got the key to it, bro. Do me a favor. Drop me the link. I don't care how much money it is, bro. I don't care what I got to do, bro. Just drop that shit, bro. Because that shit kills me, bro. When people are like, yeah, New Year's resolution is just be happier, make more money, get more bitches.
Better money.
My money better. My bitches better. My fuck Papa John's.
But, that's the thing is you could set a goal for being happier. Like, I want to reasonably be able to be like, I am happier. I am more grateful for the things throughout the year. But you can't just be like, I'm going to be happier. Hey, me and that guy, we're tight. We're going to be happier.
We're going to be happier this year.
We got this.
I don't know, but we're just going to be happy.
I can feel it. The vibes are good right now. I just cleansed my crystals, and they're going to be good.
Wow, they're going to come for you. They're going to come for you on that one.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's why our ratio.
That is not why. You want to go back to the first 25 episodes of this podcast, and you'll see why.
No, it's okay. It's definitely because of Jackson.
So yeah, that's the fuck New Year's resolutions, dude. If you are going into the New Year and setting resolutions, stop. Get some help. Set fucking goals. Set something that you can look at and strive for. If you need help setting goals, I think we literally did an episode on it pretty early on about setting goals.
Yeah, I probably need to go back and watch it.
I think it was
myself.
In the habits episode even. I don't know. It's one of them though. It's earlier on. But set goals. Figure out something that you want to achieve. Set short-term goals and long-term goals.
Go get a dog.
I don't think that's the solution. I don't think that'll fix you, actually. I think against that option.
I think an English Bulldog would absolutely just change your life.
You are so wrong.
Because my dog has just changed my life.
I think you're so wrong.
My dog makes me so happy.
Remember, guys, long-term goals are 6 months or more worth of time. Short-term goals are something that you can accomplish within 1 week to a month's worth of time. Sometimes a little bit longer. And they are things, usually your short-term goals build up to achieving your long-term goals. They don't have to be, but they can be. And make sure that it's something that you can actually achieve and look back at and be like, I did that.
Hello.
So how do you get yourself ready, now that we've kind of touched on that, how do you get yourself ready for that New Year's?
By being honest with yourself and what you're actually trying to accomplish. Because I feel like if you pick the least amount of things that you're, and not like in a bad way, but if you pick like, I guess like your top 3, 4, maybe 5 favorite things that you're trying to accomplish this year out of a list, like make a game plan for those lists, see how long it's going to take to accomplish each like to the fullest extent, and then kind of build out throughout the year like how you're going to knock out each and every accomplishment. You know what I mean? I had it in my head. I had like where I was going to go with that. I don't know. I think accomplishments are things you're trying to accomplish. Like they're not going to just happen. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just going to be... I think a lot of people... Like, you don't even use January and February. Like, I feel like a lot of... Like, January, February, March are almost just kind of like...
I think that's because a lot of people during the new year, when it hits, are trying out new things. And it takes time to develop a habit. It takes time to learn skills. It takes time to really... get into a hobby or whatever it might be, a new routine. And those, usually that first month is killed straight by doing that, is setting up a new hobby or habit. And then the next month is either like trying to follow through and stay consistent with it, or is you drop the last one so you're building up a new one. And then the third month is like you have either decided, fuck it, or you are with those hobbies and habits, and you're just trying to make sure you're like they're set in. And so those first 3 months usually pass by so quick because of that.
Yeah, I feel like the first 3 months are always like a blur. Like no matter what it is, like no matter what you're trying to accomplish, like. And so I think a lot of people take like, but I don't know how I'm trying to say this, because like to me, like they're also some of the most important months.
Yeah, they're the quickest way to tell whether or not you are going to actually live up to the goals or the things that you are trying to assign yourself.
Yeah, like I feel like a lot of people don't even like really start acknowledging like the year until it's like May or like July-ish even.
You know what I feel like part of that is due to? School years.
That's true.
I feel like part of it attributes to like, at least here in America, the mindset of like a school year is your year passing, and it is for a large part of your life when you're young. You know, it's for the first 18 years.
Yeah.
And
That's
if you
true,
go to college, then
that's true, because after winter break, like it was like, all right, I'm checked out, bro. Because once we get to like May, like I'm checked out from there to May, because that's when school ends.
Yeah.
You know, and then like once I get to May, it's like, oh shit, like I have a life again, you know?
Yeah, and so it's that kind of mindset of, and I think that's just, I think eventually that mindset probably fades. I can't really tell, obviously, right now.
Yeah.
But if I had to guess, then I would be like, that's what some of it relies on, is you're so in the mindset also like school and stuff. And then if you're trying to form these hobbies or do whatever, you know, then it can really break up that first quarter of the year. But that quarter is really fucking important.
Yeah, bro, because we would like, I feel like I blinked at the beginning of this year and it was like May already and it was my 21st.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's crazy, bro. My 21st was this year.
Feels so long ago.
So long. I feel like I'm like 27.
Imagine how old I feel.
At least 54.
I'm like the dinosaurs up in here.
You're literally like a Tyrannosaurus Rex. You're a pterodactyl, you ugly bitch.
You
literally are the flying epitome of just straight dookie.
Why is New Year's new me? New Year, new me dumb? Brendan?
Because you're the same you. One and two. You sound like a goofy. And three. What have you done to change yourself? I don't know. I just feel like the whole New Year, new me, like that shit just doesn't make any sense. And if you are going to change yourself, honestly, it's probably it's probably for the better if you just don't tell anybody. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people like to like share, like obviously share your goals like with your homies and stuff like that, and have people like keep you accountable. But like, honestly, just grind in the fucking darkness, bro.
I don't think all your goals are necessarily needed to be shared.
But that's what I mean. Like, not everything needs to be just shared, and like, because honestly, ever since I heard you say it about when you come up with something and then you tell somebody and then you already get that like gratification or like
somebody tells you, oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, you already get that like, oh, it's a sick idea, like I'm good, like I already know people are gonna think it's dope, and then like you just don't do it. So then just stop telling people shit, bro. Like stop telling people shit that you're gonna do and just go do it. And then when people see that you do it and you finally done it, then people are like, yo, that shit's fucking dope.
Yeah.
And then you're like, thanks, man. I honestly spent so long and just not fucking telling anybody or doing
and
anything.
If you do have to tell people, or like you need to tell people to work with them, make sure it's to a point where you are like in so deep that you're like, well, I can't go back now.
Yeah, like you're locked in.
It would be dumb for me to stop.
Yeah, that's like when you pop like 2 tabs of acid and you're like 4 hours in and you need somebody's help. Like you should probably tell that person you need their help and that you're on acid, rather than just trying to confuse them and tell them like, hey, I need your help for said reason, but I'm not going to tell you that I'm on acid. You know?
No, but yes. This felt very specific.
Sometimes I just want to take like 4 tabs of acid and go into a grocery store. It's like setting a wild fucking animal into the fucking...
Do you think that a new year always facilitates change?
Yeah, whether it's wanted or not, I think that's it definitely does change you, because like when you have this idea of like, oh, I'm gonna change myself for the better in my idea, and I'm gonna make these changes, at some point you're gonna go on that path to go make those changes, and on this path, unwarranted changes are gonna happen, like changes that like you not necessarily are like consciously making, but to get from point A to point B, you have to make changes, you have to make sacrifices, you have to do certain things for that to be accomplished. And I don't think a lot of people understand what those sacrifices are, what those decisions you have to be made. Like if I want to go and spend more time in the gym, I'm gonna have to spend less time, whether it be gaming, hanging out with friends, sleeping. Like I have to lose.
I know which one I've picked.
Sleeping?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also not healthy.
But I'll tell you what, if you watch most videos and they're like, bro, honestly, for the first parts of my year in my 20s and stuff like that, like milliliters slept for only 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah, I'm kind of starting to go down that path of sleeping less and less.
Yeah, I need to, because I sleep a little. I make sure I get my 8 hours of sleep.
For a while I've been on like 6 hours, but I'm starting to hit like 6 and 5 a little more consistently. And then, it's only bad because like I literally had my family member who I saw, they're like, you look exhausted.
You look like dog shit.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Thanks, man.
And I was like, and then like I got home, I looked at myself in the mirror, I was like, dude, those are some pretty intense bags under my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, like last night I asked out. We had still some of the family over, and it was like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I laid on the couch, and I remember like waking up, and all the rest of the family members were like, "What's up, dude? How you doing?" And I was like, "I'm going to sleep, bro." Like, I feel like an old man because it's obviously because I wake up at 4 and shit like that for my job anyway. But like, come 8:30, 9 o'clock, bro. Like, I'm tired, bro. I want to go to sleep. I want to go night.
Yeah, I don't do that shit.
I got to.
I think that the new year doesn't always facilitate change.
In what way?
I think that
I think you're fucking lying.
Are too many people and too many things that happen in the world that I can facilitate and say, like, it is because New Year's happened that this change is here. Rather than it just being like, that's just kind of a person existing in time just so happens to naturally take its course. I don't think that saying New Year's is the reason that this person has changed is necessarily, like, right. Because with that mindset of, like, oh, you've changed this year? It's like, yeah, I changed in July. I made all new habits. I made new hobbies. Like, I tried to invoke change in July. That's nowhere near New Year.
Yeah, I guess. But I think just the concept of New Year in general always facilitates for a change.
I think it facilitates for people wanting to change.
Yeah, but I feel like it still creates some type of like idea or some type of like want for something new or a change. You know what I mean? Like
I think it facilitates freshness.
The idea of being able to change or something like that, but acting on it is always based off of somebody else's time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like the new year itself will always cause like some type of idea of like
energy for change.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it facilitates the mindset, and I think that there is some level of like energy that is
can't change in May and be like, yeah, it's because I had this on New Year's. It's like, no, like maybe you've been thinking about doing this since New Year's, but you decided to act on it now.
Yeah, and that usually means probably before New Year's. But I think that New Year's always will facilitate the energy of like excitement and like it'll revitalize a lot of people. It gives them new hope or new ideas, or it gives them energy that they probably didn't have. Even if it's only like a short burst of it and it only lasts for like a couple days or a month or whatever. I think that it is so important to hone that and be like, how can I carry this, make it last as long as possible, stretch that shit and be like, this is something, this energy is something that I can have when it comes to all of my new hobbies, all of the projects that I work on, all of, the new goals that I set. I can make this a constant. So that's why I think that I have the mindset of New Year's doesn't have to be. New Year's doesn't have to be the outlet. It doesn't have to create that.
I think you're wrong. No, I'm just fucking with you. I'm just playing with you. No, I feel you. I definitely get what you're saying. I don't know. I've just always have kind of thought about New Year's as like, just like a facilitation for growth, a facilitation for new, and just new,
Yeah. But and like I said, it's not that it's not. It definitely creates that no matter what. And I think societal, that'll never change. But I definitely try more to use it as a celebration for the past year, and then a like momentum push or like a celebration for what I want and what I'm going to achieve next year. But yeah, that's kind of the vibes. How do you let go of last year? Which I think is something that a lot of people really struggle with also when it comes to the new year. Is being like, okay, that's behind me. Like, I have to move forward. I have to, I feel like a lot of people sometimes also get hung up on goals. That's something that I struggled with for a while whenever I started switching my mindset about New Year's. Was like, I wouldn't accomplish a goal that I had set for myself. And I'd get hung up on it. And it would slow down my momentum for the next year. So how do you kind of move forward and let the last year go?
I don't know. I think you have to look yourself in the mirror and like obviously accept the person that you have become within that year, and accept the feats that you have gone through and the adversity that you've overcome, regardless of the shit that you haven't accomplished that you do want to accomplish. If it's still on your bucket list or if it's still on something you do want to do, maybe you can rework it into the new year, but don't get caught up on like the same old things, because you might like. This past year, I may have wanted to do one thing, and if I didn't get to accomplish it and I throw it into next year, how do I know that this next year, like, I'm just not going to have a complete flip of interest or, different things like that? That happens regardless. Obviously, people change, and, as time goes on, people grow into different habits and different shit like that. But I don't know. I think the biggest part with like not beating yourself up for accomplishing certain things is just to realize, like, I don't know, you kind of have to just come to terms with it, come to peace with it, and be like, maybe I wasn't supposed to do that for a reason. Or like I said before, like maybe you can tie it into this new year, but try not to weigh too heavy on it, because then you take away from the shit that you have accomplished. It's literally all perspective. You know what I mean? Like, if you put too much attention on the downs, then you won't see your ups. And if you put too much attention on your ups, then you won't realize the growth that you've gotten from your downs. And kind of vice versa. I don't really know. It's kind of hard to put into words.
I think that you, much like any time, you kind of just have to be willing to move forward. You kind of have to grieve it, let it go. You literally have to just be like, yeah, it's a part of me now, and either my goals that I didn't achieve or whatever it might be, there's still more time. I can make those things happen. I don't think that there's a fix-all, for these type of situations. I think it's something that kind of depends person to person. But for the most part, I would just try and take a deep breath and kind of focus on, okay, what is there anything that happened in this past year that drastically affected me, or that is really a part of me now? And then kind of take that and know that it's okay, and, kind of breathe it in, because everything else that didn't impact you, other than, oh, I was really pissed off about this, or like, this is something I'm still kind of carrying with me, but it doesn't really have an impact. It doesn't affect me on the daily or whatever, it's just something I get pissed off about when I think about. kind of, let that shit go. Just take a deep breath and be like, it's not everything. Because there's still so much more. There's so much left. And there's so much to create. There's so much in front of me that I can have. So I need to move forward and be like, this is what's in front of me. This whole blank slate, or whatever you want to call the new year,
Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't fail to kind of see the bigger picture on going into the new year, and they get so caught up on a lot of their old shit, or even a lot of their old accomplishments. Don't get caught up on the shit that you did accomplish, because
celebrate it, have your fun with it. But
there's somebody out there who did that 2-3 years ago, and they already accomplished that, and they're already on their fucking way on to the next level. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I kind of look at everything as a competitive level. You know what I mean? So you always see the clip of Kobe Bryant when they got to the finals, or they're up 2-1 or 3-1 or something like that, and the reporter's like, "Are you happy?" He was about to win the finals, and he's like, "What's there to be happy about? Job's not done." He's like, "Is the job done?" Reporter's like, "No." He goes, "Nothing to be happy about. Your job is not done yet. There's still more to be accomplished. There's still shit's got to get done. There's still more to be done." You know what I mean? So take your fucking W's.
Celebrate them a bit.
Yeah, but keep it pushing. You know what I mean? There's always more to be done. Someone's always doing something better, something bigger, something stronger, faster. Got to keep it pushing.
But on the flip side, you also are that person, somebody else's person.
Yeah, you're also somebody else's rival.
You're also the person doing something better, stronger.
Yeah.
And achieving.
And I think at the end of the day, as long as you kind of keep that mindset, and also kind of keep the mindset of you're competing against yourself.
Stay thirsty.
Word. I think I've mentioned it before, but there's that video that's if you were to lay in your deathbed and all the future yous or what could have been yous were staring at you, how would you feel? And I was like, yeah, bro, that shit's fucking terrifying. Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
I think that we're gonna come up here.
Come up on some titties.
So, Brendan, let's come up. What you want to talk about?
Actually, this episode, my New Year's for me, looks like actually planned out, and I'm gonna take this week to kind of really try and plan my shit out and really decide on what I want to accomplish and who I want to become, and my 3, 6, 9, and 12 month periods, and just kind of things like that, and kind of just really decide for myself on what I'm trying to do. And I think this is gonna be the first year where I can really take control for myself and really establish myself and kind of build my routine and shit like that, from start to finish. But I always hate saying that because I could have started obviously so long ago and have that been my day one of the year, because you can just start whenever. But I mean, kind of how we talked about it, kind of just New Year's kind of gives you that almost euphoric feeling of new and revitalization. So I'm just gonna try and take advantage of it.
Nice.
Well, are you, my boy?
I'm gonna talk about Christmas that just happened.
Christmas?
Yeah. Because I noticed some weird family trends for me with my Christmas.
I'm worried.
So, I think it's mostly just gift, present wise. I've noticed some weird trends with my family. So, I'm a hobbyist, and there's a lot of things that I really like, but I get really invested in okay, I want to learn the science of these things or whatever, I want to learn heavy stuff about it. And my family is strange, seems like they don't really understand hobbyists, or they grasp onto certain things that I've mentioned that I like, and they kind of just will take that and run with it. And they've done good, honestly. There are things that I still like of course, and I'm grateful. But last year I got this book called Liquid Intelligence, which I asked for. But it's like it's basically like a mixology book. Mm-hmm. And it just has like the breakdown of the scientific reason that like alcohol responds the way it does, or like how to mix things, and like a whole bunch of shit. And then like
why you would shake it.
Yeah. And then it also like has drinks in it and stuff, and like how to balance it and why it's balanced the way that it is, stuff like that, right? It's super nerdy, like it's a thick book. Mm-hmm. This year, my grandma got me a bread making book because I like making bread.
And you have been on a bread kick lately.
And so though it's another thick as fuck book, and the whole front half of it is just like the science of bread, how yeast works, different types of yeast, different types of like fermentating, and like how to like get certain designs in your bread, or like how to twist it and make like pretzels or whatever the fuck, right?
That's
just
like
lit. Yeah, it's just like a bunch of bread-esque. Yeah. Stuff. And then the whole back half of it is just like, this is how to make like 60 different types of bread. Which is insane. There's so much.
That's kind of fire.
It was kind of cool. Yeah, no. And like I looked at it, I was like, this is kind of lit. Like I got excited, but it's just like, it's weird to see that side of like, oh yeah, my family like can tell the things that I'm into, and they know, they like really just dive into like as hard as they can of like, Jaxon, I'm sure will love this.
Yeah, especially the more complicated and more like, oh, I don't understand what this means, is most likely going to be like the one.
Yeah, like I got a bunch of kitchen stuff from my mom's side. Like I got a new pan that's like super cool, and then like a new knife, stuff like that. Like, and then like some measuring cups out of bamboo, like fancy like
measure you out of bamboo.
Wow. Like just stuff to help me with cooking. And then on my dad's side, it's kind of the opposite. It's like they know baseline stuff about me, and so like,
wow,
they know I'm a bartender, so I got a lot of alcohol.
It's lit. Like how much alcohol?
Not like a shit ton, but
like what kind of alcohol?
Not good alcohol.
Yeah, like what kind?
Jose Cuervo.
You'll run your car off that shit.
I got some. Yeah, I got, and then like the margarita mix that comes with it.
Rough.
Yeah. And then
could be worse.
Yeah, no, it could be. It could be like Everclear.
Yeah.
And then I got like a little bit of Tito's, which is cool because that's actually what I drink. And then like some Fireball, and I was like, that's rough.
Here you go, Hefe.
No, he also doesn't like Fireball. None of us do.
I swear.
Yeah, because it's not good.
You mix it with some Dr. Pepper, it'd be all right.
But anyway, just weird trends of like people like latching on to like, Jaxon does this or likes this, so we're gonna give him as much of that.
First open lane, they take it.
Yeah, kinda. It's really funny.
It's usually how family is, to be honest with you. Especially because like it's hard shopping for people that like obviously you don't talk to on a daily or like really hang out with and shit like that.
Yeah, and I'm appreciative. I don't blame them or anything. It's just kind of interesting pattern wise to know like, oh, strange how that works.
You said I'm starting to catch on.
Yeah, I can see the trends through the years. Brendan, I do want to cap us out real quick with us sharing some of our New Year's goals or our plans for the new year.
Word.
What you got for me?
I'm trying to be like 220 by my birthday.
Nice.
And if not 220, but at least like I kind of hate using weight limits. Because like a weight doesn't really describe how you look. But I just want to be confident.
Especially because like gaining muscle can increase your weight.
Yeah, it like
too.
fucks with it. So I just want to be able to like kind of like lose like the rest of the fat that I do have and kind of build up a good like tone. By my birthday. And consistently stream. That is a goal of mine, is to consistently stream at least anywhere from like 4 to 5 days a week, maybe. Might have to start off with like 3, but just kind of like actually building a schedule and like going by it. Picking like my editing days and like my off days and shit like that. So start with those.
Oh yeah,
Easier.
you should.
Yeah. What about you?
My goals. I want to get that project done, and I think I am aiming for July, maybe sooner, but July is kind of like my this needs to be done by date.
Like just having it all planned out.
No,
Like it happening. It's gonna be hot. I'm gonna think about the weather.
yeah,
It's gonna be hot as fuck.
we're not gonna be outside.
Oh yeah, that's true.
We're gonna be inside.
I mean, I was just saying, but
Because the alternative is that I wait until like October. Because I can't get it done in the next 4 months.
yeah, I feel you. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
That'd be lit though.
Yeah, that's so my deadline kind of for myself, unless something drastic happens, is for July.
Hell yeah.
But I would like to get it sooner. We'll see. And then I want to overhaul our podcast set in the next month, hopefully. Give or take.
Yeah, I just gotta make more money somehow.
Same. And then with that. And then also I want to stream more consistently, and my goal is to have 2 videos up a week on YouTube.
Hell yeah, dog. I feels it. Trying to get to this motherfucking grind, man.
Yeah, dog. But that's kind of my goals for content creation and stuff. And all of that.
Yeah, I definitely want to get into more of my creation, especially with my panels and stuff like that just got created. So
If I had to set like a personal goal that is something that like I want to talk about on the podcast, I'd say like I kind of want to have a 6-pack by June.
that'd be dope. Jackson with a 6-pack.
I have a 4 right now.
Sorry.
It's light, but I have it.
Some big Robert Pattinson vibes. Trying to just get fucking
Robert Pattinson, my boy.
fucking love that man.
Judge it.
Vengeance.
Yeah.
But yeah. Drop some fucking goals that you have in comments.
Yeah.
Wherever y'all see this, bro. Let us know
what your
guys'
goals
goals are for the new year, what you all looking forward to. Let us know what you guys are celebrating that you've accomplished this past year as well.
What's something you're celebrating?
Realizing who the fuck I am, bro. Like realizing my self-worth and realizing that like my value isn't based off of somebody else's opinion. I think it took a lot of pain for me to realize that, and a lot of like for me to really get that realization, it took a lot of like me just being hurt by a lot of the people that I trusted. And like it was just a necessity, you know? So I think the self-worth part of this year for me was probably my biggest celebration, because now I'm like really okay with just being by myself.
Oh yeah.
What about you, bro?
I'm celebrating being more consistent with content creation, like streaming, and then also the podcast. I'm big celebrating that podcast though. Like, this is kind of a thing that I've wanted to do for a long time, and a lot of people always talk about. But to actually be doing it and being consistent and being like, this is something we're going to make happen, even when it's hard for us to do, we're like, both of us have personal shit going on, and like we both are like, it's hard for us to keep this going. We still try, and we still like pump out episodes and things that I'm like mostly proud of, and that I can look back and be like, you know, this is something we're doing and we're making it happen, even if it's hard at times.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to the boy Jackson.
Love you, man.
Love you too, dog. It's been a good, what? How long have we been up? Like 3 months? 4 months? 5 months?
I'd have to check, but we're on episode 31 right now.
31 weeks.
But there is some spaces, and we also have 2 bonus episodes.
So that's like 29 weeks minus some space. Oh, we're almost looking at like a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. We're in the thick of it.
Into the thick of it.
But hopefully we just keep going up and up.
Yeah, like them stocks, baby. Stonks. You know?
But anyway, guys. Share something you're proud of. Share something that you're striving for next year. And Brendan, where can they find you?
You can find me at KillerB420 on Instagram, Twitch, and Twitter, and KillerBDabs on TikTok. What about you, big bitch?
You can find me at RQ on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. And soon I'll have a branding overhaul.
Yeah. And you can find us on Coming Up for Aircast on Instagram, Up for Aircast on Twitter, and Coming Up for Aircast on TikTok.
And if you enjoyed the show, make sure to like it, subscribe, rate it, follow it, share it with your mama, share it with your sister, share it with your auntie.
Share it with your girlfriend, your side piece, your second side piece, the Pizza Hut number that you know is not Pizza Hut in your phone. Girls, I want you to share it with side piece dude number 1, 2, 3, and 4, and your main dude. Please and thank you.
I can't think of anything funny to say.
Good, because I'm the funniest motherfucker you know. Mike
This
drop.
is a good comedy podcast.
Mike drop.
See you guys next year.
Yeah!
See you guys next year. Take care of yourself. God.